Hello, my name is Santiago Beis. I'm really grateful to the Composers Now organization for hosting me at this moment to share with you a bit of my work. I am originally Uruguayan and Brazilian. I share these two nationalities and two influences. Part of this division is also in my music. Perhaps it will look a bit disjunct and separate at times between what we call serious and what we call popular. I like to learn from the music I do using computer-assisted composition as part of theory, as part of analysis and composition. They all seem like a similar thing, or they have a lot of points that they share. Part of this intersection starts in 2010 with Sun Secret, a set of pieces that use fusion electronic music
in Curitiba, Brazil, with the quartet by Flavio Lira, Paulo Siqueira, and Fernando Ribabain, we recorded Cidade. In Montevideo, Uruguay, Antonino Restucia and Juan Ibarra joined me to record Ad Libitum, a project that fuses candombe music and the trio formation of piano, bass and drums.
We brought this work to New York in 2017 as part of the New York Jazz Gala Festival.
Universum happened thanks to the collaboration of a large group of artists from South America, including Mariana Carrizo, a singer of coplas and composer from Salta, Argentina. Coplas de Sangre is a recording by Mariana Carrizo. The purpose of this work was to connect to the time of her cultures via listening to the tempo of her drum beat, her melodies, and the realities that the song brought to my attention.
La Sed y el Agua for strings and piano. I worked with the Orquestra de Cámara da Cidade de Curitiba and Marcio Steuernaugel. Thirst and water are two poles of necessity that I wanted to explore in this piece. Using the fulfillment of the ensemble as the satiation of that need, of that desire. When we listen to the whole group playing, I understand that I feel relief. And when we concentrate in a single part of the group, it's a sense of tension and incompleteness. and Endomysium, here performed by the Jack Quartet. This work for me was the onset of a series of attempts to understand better a phenomenon in harmony that is a displacement of a center of gravity, creating a sensation of falling or rising or something in between. A way of understanding harmonic movement thanks to a paradox, basically an illusion of proximity and of false relation. Ouroboros for the Unduo percussion was a project that it was specific for this formation, as we created a stand to hold a set of cymbals that would be played as a suspended keyboard, let's call it, and this was made by Luis Fernando Diogo's father, who played the set, and Vinicius Portes played the vibraphone. This work explores a harmony in a different way, also formally, in a way of understanding the decay of each sound, the decay of the cymbals versus the decay of the vibraphone, and how could we harmonically make them fuse and create situations where we don't really know where is the sound source coming from. With the Misu New Music Ensemble, I wrote In Rilievo
for mixed octet with electronics.
In Rilievo is a work that tries also to use computer-assisted composition for orchestration, for movement, and to navigate what I refer as continuous and discrete states of harmony. For the same group, I wrote Provinciana, a contrast bringing me back to some cultural memories I still have. And I try to work and include also in songs and in performance. Here I am performing with the group. Along this line, I also composed Folias ao Vento with Julio Borba, a song that here I insert myself as the melody, as a singer, and as a guitar player.
Vento começou a soprar o tom das folhas no chão, das lembranças senti. Sinto um sereno levantar do chão, as folhas em mim são simples canção.
Going back to the new music ensemble, another collaboration was The Clouds Are Machines. This is also working with physical modeling in order to understand the bouncing of a string and the musicians as the particles of that string. And plucking that string would generate a really big formal jolt, let's say it, and then it would stabilize afterwards. Familiar Grids was another work I did at the time for solo percussion with Emily Miklon. In this work, I give the performers choice to go on different ways formally and choosing different materials, but in a strict guide of time. So the familiar grids are conditionals. We are conditioned by the decisions we make. So we have to generate solutions. For the switch ensemble, I also experimented another way of performance and guided improvisation using tools from computer-assisted composition such as Max MSP and the Bach library for Max to generate an instance where we could join notation, join computer-assisted composition, and join performance. With the Grace of Falling for solo violin, I also thought about the sensation of drifting, of letting yourself go, of understanding movement on another scale. of time, of expression, and also of endurance as a performer. With Yoshiaki Onishi, I started a series of collaborations, creating the Onishi-Beis duo, an improvisation setting of bass clarinet, piano, and electronics. Here at Studio 4, part of the pieces that integrate Image After,
an album edited in cassette form by Profane Illuminations.
recently, Inner Outer is a new album released, where I also play the accordion. And a performance in New York at the Elevash Hall CUNY Graduate Center. In performance, my interests are basically learning from what I hear, remembering, understanding relationships that are not immediate, that could be stored and created as a drawing of the form in real time. When I hear a sound, I try to remember it and then try to quantize it in the reality that the instrument I play has available for me. On a more recent note, I composed stereopsis for soprano, flute, vibraphone, and piano. it's a delay and also a difference of space that create a single image. The notion that what we see is a composite. For these pieces, I use also open music to generate the movement in the instrumental mass, to find out what are the best conditions for each technique to appear. And this is very specific to each instrumental player, so this is informed by the continuous conversations that I've been having with these performers.
Causal Prism for baritone saxophone and percussion was a collaboration with John Ostrowski and Timothy Rudiman. Both instruments and their characteristics that are unique are together to form what I call a prism, a symmetrical structure that would rotate and would be described in many quantizations in order to generate techniques that are adequate for the saxophone and percussion, air sounds, and drum brushes.
Into Sergophoris, within, hence outward, was a collaboration with Thalia Ensemble, and it has been great to learn from every one of its performers. This piece formally talks a bit about what is my inner voice talking to the outer voice. One that would show all the parts of the composition at each section, but first in a really compact way, and then larger and larger being unfolded, and then a form that could be viciously coming back to the first section again and again. Well, this is all. Thank you for being here and for listening. I look forward for other moments of sharing my music with you. And thank you, composers, now for making this opportunity possible. Thank you and goodbye.